Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. I'm here with my good friend Susan Shan. Over the past 6 seasons, we have seen several of Susan's spectacular projects here on Design Santa Barbara. Susan, thank you for talking to us.
Glad to be here, Michael, always.
Thank you. How do you approach taking on a new project?
So on a new project, I generally spend a great deal of time in the forefront with my clients, finding out what their desires are, their passions, their spectacular imagery and visions, hopefully. I'll have my own. And then we sit down with some of my visionary books that I have. So I've created through the years a collection of my best finds, as you might say, and I'm ripping things out of publications or actual shots that I've taken from the shoots that we've done with some of the homes, and they all fall into these little books that I create. And I've got many of these. So I'll sit down with a client and I'll say, what are you doing? What do you want to do for your home? And they'll say, well, we want fireplaces. So then I go to my fireplace book, and I actually have a book of fireplaces. And this gives the client an idea of, do you want a stone fireplace? Are you more interested? And here's a variety of stone fireplaces. These are ones that I found in books from Europe and very old fireplaces. A more contemporary fireplace. Are you looking for something for the outside? What are we going to be working on? Is it a home that's more of a hacienda look? So this gives them a jumping off point, and generally also the clients will give me ideas. I'll give them a homework assignment. I'd like you to go home this weekend, spend some time, just peruse all these magazines I'm going to give you, and then go to a store and pick out some of your own and rip out anything you see or take pictures of things that you see that inspire you, and then I want those so that I can put them into the vocabulary of what we're doing for your home. And then we get past the phase of actually getting everybody's input, and then I start to create a very special book for that client. So as an example, a project I'm working on right now, we're doing the entryway. This is this actual stone.
So this is all their inspirations put together as a whole for the whole project.
That's
as they
exactly
have picked.
Right. And then they can actually look at this as they walk into their home and say, this is what your home is going to feel like from the entry. This is the stone I want to use in the entryway. This is what happens when we get through the front door. And can you see that? I mean, can you see that?
Oh,
these
wow.
are the opening lights. It'll be these lights, and this is what the light's going to feel like. This is the mosaic I want to use. And again, these are homes that are this is a home from scratch. This is a bathroom. These are the kinds of feelings I want to do for your bathroom. So at the end of the day, they really can get an idea of what it is that they are going to see, and there's no surprise.
So you translated whatever they wanted, put it together basically based on your experience.
It's a visual interpretation.
It's incredible,
and then make sure that I'm on track. If I'm not on track, this book gets ripped apart and we start over again.
Over again. That's wonderful. That's great. Okay, wow. Another question I have is, do you prefer hands-on clients or having full creative control?
Well, that's a catch-22 question. I've had both. I've had people actually give me a project and leave town. They're from Chicago and they have no time, and that's fine. I feel very comfortable, and I love the fact that they trust me enough. They put me in their hands to go ahead and do whatever I wish to do. But I really love to work with people, so I really do enjoy the collaboration of making sure that I'm really making someone happy and that they see it along the way. But I do enjoy the fact that there's no micromanaging, and I do get control, but there's, again, no ego. I really like to find out what somebody's happy with. I do not want ever to have somebody who isn't totally thrilled at the end of the day with even a small project that I'm fixing up for them or a total home build.
A lot of your clients are repeat, and I've seen that, and they actually become your friends rather than clients. So they maybe hire you as a designer, but then they become your friends, and that's very, very good thing about your business.
Thank you, Michael.
So my next question is, what have been some of your most challenging projects? I don't know if you have ever had that, but what has been your most challenging project?
Well, the most challenging projects would be the surprises, because there have been several homes that, unbeknownst to anyone in the home, we go in to redo a wallpaper in a bathroom, and somehow we pull down something and you find mold, and those are challenging. Nobody likes those surprises. The challenging projects as well are ones in which a client has a very limited budget, and I love those because I can work with you on some of those projects, and you have such amazing design abilities to create sofas that aren't going to be like the ones you would find in Beverly Hills, but they look exactly like them, and they're equally as comfortable, but they're 1/8 of the price.
Well,
so
thank you.
I love the challenging projects where someone has a very limited budget and we have to make it good. And also, I recently was called in by some real estate brokers in town with a home that just wasn't selling. And that was a challenge. These lovely people have been sitting on this home for 4 years, and they brought me in just to spruce it up. And now the home is back on the market and people are looking. So those are challenging but fun.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Can you give us a hint of what you're working on now?
This project I'm working on now is this beautiful estate. It's a contemporary hacienda, and it's in Ojai, and it's one of the most beautiful pieces of property because it looks like the Ponderosa. It goes on forever. But I've done this project from scratch, and I've loved it because I've been able to pick the limestone, the wood. We're going to get to you soon with all the beautiful furnishings and rugs, but we're at a point now where we're getting the framing is up, the plaster. It's been spectacular, and it feels like home to me. Most important to me is that in any home, whether it's a contemporary modern, or it's a hacienda, or the Craftsman I did this past year that we talked that you did a lot of furnishings in, you're constantly changing your approach because everything changes as far as who the client is and what the home itself speaks of. But the beauty of all of this is that you get to incorporate your client's wishes and dreams, and then you get to put your little, mark on it. So this particular project's been a fun one.
Wonderful. When we get back, Susan and I will be talking about some of Susan's favorite activities and passions. Stay tuned.